What's up, guys? So today was probably the craziest open that I've seen in the market in a very, very long time. And as of right now, the whole world is in bear mode. They think that the sky is falling. And I'm not saying that this is not a potential massive trend reversal. But what I will say is that I believe it's a bit premature to go into full bear mode until key levels are broken. And in this case here with Nvidia, that key level is right around $96 to $92. If you guys have been watching for the past couple of weeks, we called the potential top on Nvidia back here in July. Well, I think it was like the end of June when we first posted it. I think it was on June 30th. And the reason for that is because we were getting lower highs on the BX trender, which eventually turned to lower lows. But we've been saying that our area to accumulate is around $94. The reason for that is because one, we have the market bias, which is this gray tape right here. And you can see that as long as we're trading above the market bias, we are usually in a bullish expansion mode, except for when we get these consolidations, which is, or sell-offs in this case, which is what we have right now. My plan to accumulate was if we sold off to $94 because that's the bottom of the market bias. But if we take our Fibonacci retracement from most recent swing low of $75 up to most recent swing high of $132, you will see that the pullback to the 0.618 and the 0.786 is right within this level as well. That level institutionally is called the golden pocket. It is normally when we pull back into these levels that we see Wall Street buy and move us back up into equal highs over the next couple of months. And that's what I'm expecting until this level completely breaks. If 88 is broken and we hold under this level, then that's entirely done with. If we zoom in on the daily, today I actually sold cash secured puts. So if we look, this was the only trade that I closed today. I sold 75 cash secured puts for August 5th, 8-9, or I'm sorry, for August 8th. Today was August 5th. I purchased it for 8-9, which is this Friday, $80 strike price. Now I'm going to explain to you guys what selling cash secured puts means. It is a really great strategy for somebody who wants consistent growth in a fund that is bigger. You can do it with smaller accounts. Like today, to trade one of these contracts would have cost about $8,000. My position was about $650,000. So it was a very big position, and I did make $10,000. But you have to remember that is only about a 1.5% return on capital. So when you see these big numbers, realize that if you traded one of these contracts, then you would have ended up making 1.5% return on your capital. Now, my thought process between deploying a very safe cash secured put strategy like this is that if we had continued to see it sell off to $80, which that means that Nvidia would have had to continue to drop this week another 16%. So first of all, the way that a cash secured put works is that you pick a price because normally there's a bear on the other side of your put. So when you're buying a put position, you are bearish on the stock, meaning you think that the stock is going to continue to go down. Now, what you don't realize is when you're buying that put, there's somebody on the other side of that position. Normally it's a bank or somebody like myself who's selling that position to the bear. So in this case, I sold a cash secured put for $80. This means that me, the seller, I am bullish on Nvidia. But what I'm saying with this contract is that I do not believe Nvidia will close by this date, 8-9, so this Friday. I do not think it's going to close below the strike price that I picked, and the strike price that we picked was $80. So what this means is that as long as Nvidia didn't close below $80 by this Friday, I'm going to make my premium. Now, the max I could have made on this position was about $15,000. So I made 75% of the max that I would have actually potentially made if I held this contract. I'm going to be doing a whole course for you guys completely for free, teaching you guys about this. And if you want access to all of our other courses that are free, I'll put the link in the description. But I think this is a great strategy for so many people, especially as if they're looking for consistent profits or if they're just looking for safer trades in these types of environments. Because I think that there is a good chance that Nvidia is going to hold within this level and most likely bounce. The issue that we have here is that there's no confirmation for us to go long. Even looking at the daily chart, there is no confirmation. We have not confirmed a bounce, but the only thing showing us that this bounce is going to potentially happen is the fact that we have the market bias and we have the golden zone. So that tends to be a very strong bounce, but we have not confirmed it yet. So what would confirmation need to look like? Well, the first thing is that I'm expecting that we're probably going to see this continue to sell off down to 92 again, maybe 88 worst comes to worst. What I think is going to happen is price is most likely going to bounce within the next week, week and a half, back up to $116. That would test the bearish market bias, which is this dark gray cloud that you can see here. I think that we would potentially reject off of that market bias and pull back to test one more move of $97 to $95 before earnings at the end of August. Then from there, earnings would be the make or break fundamentally that would either push us back up to 130, 140, 150, or would actually have us break through structure of $80. And if that occurs, then we will most likely downtrend for a very long time. And personally, I don't think that that is going to happen. And now the last thing that I want to talk about is emotions when it comes to trading. And I'm going to talk about this in my videos a lot over the next couple of weeks because I think that you need to remember the feelings that you have right now later on when you're not feeling this. Because if we look at our trading strategy, one of the things that we focus heavily on is the market bias indicator. And I have free courses, they're in the description, teaching you exactly how to set all these indicators up. But the reason that we like it is if you look historically, when price pulls into the market bias in a downtrend or in an uptrend, it's a good time to accumulate because normally we're going to go on a run. That was 200% in 200 days. Next time we pulled back, you can see we had a 42% run within 40 days, pulled back again, and you can see that every single time that this occurs, we go on a massive rally. Then once price dips below and holds below it, we normally sell off every single time that we come back into the market bias. But the thing that you have to remember above all, and this is why trading is so hard, not from a technical standpoint, but from an emotional standpoint. Each and every single time that we pulled back into the market bias, I bet you that the world felt like it felt right now. There was probably uncertainty about World War III. There was probably uncertainty about the Fed and interest rates or whatever it is, right? So what you have to understand is when you're looking at every time, oh, I could have bought here or I could have bought there. That feeling that you have right now was felt back then. And what being a good trader, in my opinion, is, it doesn't mean we're going to be right this time, is while the world thinks that everything is burning and we're pulling into our major indicator to buy, I'm going to do the opposite of what CNBC and everyone in the world is saying. I'm going to buy the dip, not because I'm going to be right, but because in most cases we bounce here. And if this is the reversal, then I use proper risk management when it comes to my position sizing, and it's not going to hurt my fund that badly. I've had so far about a 20% max drawdown, which is not the end of the world, but we're going to see how the next couple of weeks play out. I hope this video helped. If you want to get access to all the courses completely for free, link is in the description. I'll see you next time.